Good morning and welcome to a very shiny Sheffield. So it's Sunday today, got up nice and early to try and avoid all of those Sunday drivers. I thought I'd give you a little look around our small hometown of Sheffield. First stop today, the park, Crooks Valley Park. It's only around half a mile away from where we live. I think I read somewhere that Sheffield is around 60% green spaces. One of the beauties of this little bike, as I've mentioned in previous videos, I want to do a little bit of bike packing, so I need to get some miles in, just to get used to sitting in this saddle really, as well as getting the fitness up a little bit. And there's plenty of hills in Sheffield to put that to the test. Literally 100 metres away is the next park. Western Park this is. This place will be rammed in a few hours. Whoa, kamikaze pigeons. So this is part of the university campus. There's actually two universities, there's Sheffield University and Sheffield Hallam. But they're not in just one place, they're sort of spread about different buildings. We've got quite a decent cycle path infrastructure here. Although, can't see which way to go now, down here I think. So this is the original Hendersons Relish factory. So if you've never heard of Hendersons Relish, or Hendos as we call it here, it's a little bit like Worcestershire sauce, but it tastes a lot better apparently. It's great in stews and on pies, things like that. There's Dan Walker, I think he still lives in Sheffield. Aviator Amy Johnson, quite a few famous people come from Sheffield. Jarvis Cocker, the Arctic Monkeys, David Blunkett, Joe Messner, the list goes on. Considering I've lived here, what is it now, 3-4 years? I'm not sure where I'm going. I know one or two places, but I don't come into the city that often, to be honest. Not used to seeing it this dead. So this is our cathedral. So this is the old part of the cathedral. It got bombed in the Second World War, and then they rebuilt it with that bit there, which I don't think it fits, to be honest with you. What a fantastic alarm clock. Right, when you've got these little wheels, you need to be careful on these tram tracks. So we're lucky enough to have a tram network here in Sheffield. It's a pretty little thing, isn't it? Better get off and push for a little bit. So the first tram ran in 1873 and continued running all the way up till 1960, when buses came in and sort of made the tram system redundant. But the powers that be decided to reinstall all the tram lines, and by 1994 the tram system was running again. And to be fair, it gets used by thousands of people every day. They're doing quite a lot of work around the city centre, trying to jazz it up a little bit. Although I'm not sure where they've got the money from for block paving. It's like Lightning McQueen's in town. This is Town Hall, City Hall. I don't know what it's called, to be honest. I do know it's where me and Joe signed our lives away. Beautiful old building. Sheffield's got quite a lot of these lovely old buildings and architecture. And then chucked in amongst it all, you get some of these more modern, less pretty buildings, shall we say. During the Second World War, Sheffield was quite a big target for the German bombers, you know, with it being the steel industry central for the UK. Same on our street, there's one or two gaps where houses used to be. So this is the Peace Gardens. There's always something going off here. At the moment they brought the seaside to the city centre. It's just like being at Blackpool. There's the beach, look. Right, next to the Peace Gardens, we've got these big silver balls. But we've got the Winter Garden as well. I think this was opened by the Queen. Can't remember when, we'll look inside. Lots of exotic trees and plants. It's like a big greenhouse, really. A few galleries and fancy little shops around here. Here we go. Winter Garden, opened by Her Majesty the Queen, 2003. Hang on a minute. This is the theatre part of town, the Lyceum, and one of Sheffield's most famous sporting venues, although it's not just used for that, the Crucible, which has been the home of the World Snooker Championships, I think since the 70s. According to Rocket Ronnie, it stinks in there. We won't be seeing the other famous sporting venue today, Hillsborough. So I've had a few people warning me about the limitations of the Brompton bike. And, you know, when you're on cobblestones and some of the paths that I might be on, it's going to be fun anyway. But I don't mind that. I'm fully aware that there's machines that are better designed for the job. But I can take this on the train, I can fit it in the tent with me. No problems on the buses or anything like that. Oh dear. Things you don't notice when you're in the car. Only about half a mile from home. The next time you see me on the bike, it's going to be fully loaded and we'll be camping. Oh dear, it's a steep bit. Need to get used to this, don't I? First little trip out won't be too far and it'll only be an overnighter. It's really only to test out the setup, just to make sure that everything runs smoothly. So thanks for watching this little pedal around, and I'll see you next time.